Okay, Om Swastiastu. Hello everyone. Before a presentation, let me introduce myself. My name is Puturanga Divavita Satya. I am from class A2 Denpasar, 3 semester and number name 21111711036. I will presentation today about active into passive. Next. Okay. Active and passive voice. When a sentence is writing in the active voice, the subject perform the action. In the passive voice, the subject receive the action. Active verbs are strong and usually more emphatic than form of the verb be or verb in the passive voice. For example, active. The award-winning chef prepares its meal with love, care, and passive. Its meal is prepared with love, care by the award-winning chef. Okay, presentation about present simple passive. Use the simple present tense to make a generalization to present a state of being or to indicate habitual or repeated action. Okay, for a sample active, base for R is from Professor Brown teach a hunter, all human are equal. Martin Fox in the cafeteria and passive R is R plus past particle. Okay, for example, Sonia is taught by Professor Brown all human are created equal. The next day. Okay, presentation about presenting continuous tense, a continuous passive. Use the present progressive to describe an ongoing activity or temporary action. Okay, for example, active am is R plus first in. The students are learning Spanish. I'm working at McDonald's until I finish school. And passive, I'm is R plus being and in and N. Clients are being conductive in Spanish. He is being here to work and McDonald's. Next day. And about past simple passive, you use the simple past to indicate a general or habitual action occurring in the past or at a specific time in the past. For example, active base plus in or irregular form or family both all our clothes at seen when I was young. On the 15th birthday, my uncle gave me $100 and passive was and were plus in and end. The clothes were bought by my mother. The money was given me to buy new clothes. The next. Okay, the future simple passive. Use the future to indicate action that is expected to the place at future time. For example, active will plus base. Paul and Mary will marry in June. Or and is are going to and best Mary is going to wear her grandmother and crown. And passive will plus be plus and They will be married by a prince and a rabbit. Or am is are and it's going to be just to feed Mary. Next. Okay, present about present perfect passive. You use the present perfect to describe action occurring in the past but relevant to present, uh, or extending to the present. For example, active. You make a has or have plus an. Hunter has opened a language institute in East Harlem. And passive, you make uh, have, has or have plus been plus an. The language institute has been open to relative students of the main campus. Okay, next presentasi perfect passive. The past perfect passive use the past perfect to indicate an action complete prior or to particular time to before another action in the past. For example, active. Active had plus an. Mary mother was shocked because she had given her daughter to death. And passive had plus been plus an. Mary had been kissed many times before the day. Next day. Okay. Next, passive of verb without be. Without be, the passive voice called be formed by without a form of the auxiliary verb be. A, E, G, E, B, and being. Being, am, is, are. Followed by the past particle, the main verb. Example, active, some stolen my car, and passive, my car got stolen. Next day. Okay, passive of verb containing two objects. Verb can have two possible passive voice when it take two object, a direct object and indirect object. Normally, if there is indirect object, the object they purpose in the active sentence, and which become the subject of the passive sentence. And we can, however, also use the direct object as the subject. For example, active the salesman saw him in the and in the right object a new computer and direct object or direct object. Next day. Uh, this next can passive of verb contain s lewat passive of sentence. Passive of sentence sebelumnya di uh, naik lagi dikit ya. Okay, passive of verb containing two object. A verb can have two possible passive voice when I take two object, direct object and indirect object. Normally, in the indirect object. And next slide deh. Okay, passive verb or containing two object. Okay, a verb can have two possible passive voice when I take two object, direct object and indirect object. Normally, it's the direct object, the object that appears first in active sentence, which become the object of the passive sentence. We can refer also the direct object. For example, the salesman helped him. Direct object, a new computer. Uh, can you down? Bisa turun. Okay. Passive, he was saw a new computer. And next. Stop. Okay. The next passive of sentence containing preposition. When we put a active sentence where a preposition for after the verb, it break into to the after a listen to. Into passive, the preposition remains immediately after the verb. For example, you can use active. Some broke into the pet shop, and passive, the pet shop was broke into. And this the another example you can see. And okay, next day. Okay, next. About the passive of verb with object and object complement. After some verb, the direct object can be followed by an object complement, a noun adjective which describe or classify the object. When these clauses are made passive, this object complement become subject complement. Simple 10. They come after the verb. And for example, passive, active, the excellent him their leader. And passive, the West elected their leader. Okay, you can see example another. Next day. Okay. Thank you for watching and thank you attending my presentation. I will close presentation with Santi. Santi.